The sooner you start getting your life together, becoming the best version of yourself, and making a name for yourself, the more you will benefit. And you couldn't get a more clear example when you compare me to Iman Gadzhi. He is living his dream life with everything that he has ever wanted at 22 years old, while I'm living a life that I do not want to live and every day is a struggle, and I'm 21 years old. I made the mistake of not starting to put my life together when I was young, but you don't need to make that same mistake, and so here's what you need to know. Start getting your life together today. Iman Gadzhi didn't become successful because he was born gifted or was born into money. He became successful because of the sheer amount of time that he put into himself and his life. He started self-improvement and entrepreneurship when he was 14 years old, made his first million at 18, and now has a net worth over 25 million at 22 years old. Which means that it took him 8 years to get to the point where he is at today. There was no luck, there was no coincidences. He sacrificed an absurd amount of time, effort, and all of his adolescent years to get what he has now. It certainly did not come easy, and he was getting barely any sleep. Had to meditate in school bathrooms because if he were to do it in the morning he would fall asleep, and was busy at any other available moment. Grew up with no money and had to work around a tyrannical stepfather. And doing all of that in his adolescent years, most fully grown men wouldn't be able to do that. And then there is me, who is a broke nobody. I'm in this miserable position in my life because I spent my adolescent years just messing about. I have only started self-improvement this year, but have dabbled in entrepreneurship since I was around 19. When I was 14, I spent all of my time watching YouTube, playing video games, and jerking off. At 18, the only difference was that I started going to the gym instead of playing video games. But I still wasted time on YouTube and still jerked off. And now at 21, I have a shitty car, council home, no money, and no future. And so the difference between Iman Gadzhi and me should be night and day. And the main reason there's such a big contrast between us two is because he has been building up himself in his life for over 8 years now, and me not even one yet. So start doing the work that you know you need to do and do not stop. Because 8 years will pass anyway, and you will live to be 8 years older, and so it's up to you to ensure that your future self has a good life, and any possible excuse that you can think of is just not valid. Why would you even want to make excuses for not getting your life together now, and making a better life for your future self? Because when you live to be 8 years older, you will be infinitely grateful that you started today. And what's the alternative? Staying in the exact same spot and being the exact same person for nearly a decade? Getting up to work a job that you dislike and micromanage your finances because you can't afford everyday things? Your life situation couldn't matter any less. If you don't have time, make time. If you think you're too young, start now. If you think you're too old, start now. If you're having any doubts, start now. If you have no money, start now. Take care of your future self today, and your future self will so greatly benefit and appreciate the sacrifices that you're making. And the only people that are going to benefit from those sacrifices are you and your closest people. You will have a better life to bask in your freedom, as will your loved ones. So be like Iman Gadzhi and start young, or be like me and start late. Either way, do not stop.